Hello, and welcome to the project design and plan presentation for Team Carbon. My name is Davis Jackson, and I'm the project manager. Brandon Stevens is our scrum master, and Miranda Bui and John Henges are part of our development team. Our project idea is called Climate Crisis. The rapidly changing rate of the climate proves to be an issue for climate scientists, but even more so for society, as many do not understand the possible near and long-term consequences that result from it. We aim to make mini-games that will visualize the effects of climate change in both the near and the long term. These visuals aim to give people a call to action or help them understand how climate change is affecting the world around them.
So to go over some of the language and tools we'll be using for our project. So we'll be using the Godot game engine, which is an open source 2D game engine. It can also do 3D as well. And it's up and coming, it's very popular. I think we as a team, we agreed that it's easier to use than Unity and Unreal Engine. And it's more tailored towards a smaller 2D game. So its primary language is GDScript, which is its proprietary scripting language. It's kind of really similar to JavaScript and Python, as you can see in that picture right there. Additionally, there is C++ if we need to do that. That's used for more of the native scripting, but that's not really, we're probably not really going to use that because our game probably won't be really need any really tight-knit optimizations in it. And to continue with our language and tools, we'll be using GitHub for code storage, and of course, change management, manage all that. And then we'll be using Circle CI since it's free for our test management and our continuous integration system for our project. To go over the architecture design, we're going to be using the model view controller pattern. Godot really handles a lot of this for us. So it really handles the view, the controller, the model, and kind of interfacing with the operating system to display everything onto the screen. We'll basically be building on top of this abstraction. We'll be making our own kind of version of it. So we'll be like drawing our own graphics with the view. We'll be implementing our own control scheme to handle how the game operates with the controller. And the model, of course, will contain the game logic, how the game interfaces with everything else, the view and the controller system.
As for risk management, some of the risks for our project are going to be to, one, stay ahead at least 2 days in case a developer gets sick or has an important event, and that's like a moderate probability. The next one is developers not having the necessary tools or software, and that's like a low probability. And the last one is if a developer is working on a minor system, ensure that like at a moment's notice, they can switch to a major system to help other team members out. And that's also a moderate probability. And all of these risks have tolerable effects. As for our user stories, we have one user story for gameplay and involving climate knowledge. And the card reads, as a player, I want to be able to understand the climate change through these games and learn about it. And then we also have a user story for setting for accurate portrayal. And it reads, as a player, I want to have an accurate setting so that I can understand the impacts and effects of climate change.
So here's a table of our product backlog. We have each item split between low, medium, and high priority, and in between the 2 sprints. If you see in the first sprint, majority or all of our items are high priority, just because they're nearer term and we want to make sure we get them done and over with. A lot of the first sprint consists of setting up and just researching everything that we need to get the project going and get it kicked off, while the second is more so implementing the rest of the mini games and making sure that we have everything kind of like put together and finalized. And here's just a closer look at our sprint 1 backlog. Like I said, a majority of it is just researching, setting up and learning Godot, researching climate change and finding minigame topics, working on the art style, etc. And within our first sprint, we aim to actually implement the first minigame and first minigame arena, just so we have a basis and something to start off with for our sprint 2.
As for the next steps in our project, we'll first finalize the mini game choices and determining the first game we're going to begin designing. And then next, we're going to be implementing Godot into architecture. And then we are also going to be creating the art style that fits with the context of the game. And that is the end of our presentation. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you guys. Good presentation, nice flow. Everybody seemed to know what they were talking about. I can tell that you guys practiced. Also, nice that everybody dressed up. Extra credit is always nice. Cool idea also. I will say, like, I'm also working on a game as well, a Unity game, and creating art and assets is very time consuming. It's very hard.
Yeah,
It's smart if you're gonna leave that towards the end, right? And just like get the core functionality in.
Yeah, that's kind of the plan we're going for. is
Yeah.
We're just gonna make some basic little sprites or something, not something too crazy, and then maybe later on if we have time or something, or we want to come back to it at a future time, we can add more complicated, more detailed sprites and stuff.
Yeah, and I just wanted to add to that. I actually used a website. I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but there's a website where I was actually able to create my own sprites, and it's actually not too difficult to use, and you actually have a lot of creative freedom with it.
Nice. Yeah, well, it sounds like you guys have it all together. Good job, and you guys are free to leave.
All right, thank you
Right,
so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you guys.
Bye.